Today, I'm going to tell some scary stories that basically have stuck with me. And so, this is what this is going to be about. There has been some stories that, like, if it's really good, it will stick with me. And I love scary stories. If you can tell a good scary story, we can be friends. So, one of the stories, which is actually true, I think this actually happened. It was on a TV show when I was a kid. And it's called Scary But True. And in this particular episode, it was of a young girl named Connie. I think it's how you say her name. And one night, they were baking brownies, and she ended up burning to death. And where, like, in the dorm rooms, there's one where you can see her face, and no matter what they do, I don't know about now, but for so long, no matter what they did, her face would be in the door, like, screaming, and you could see, like, her hair on fire. And they showed this on this episode. And there was one where this girl was just in the bathroom, and she kept hearing something like, I can't remember exactly what she was actually hearing, but I think she said she was hearing, like, screaming, and she was freaked out, so she got out of the bathroom really quick. But she thinks it was Condi. And then one was just sleeping, and she wakes up, and she's at the top bunk. There's a bunk. But she's at the top, so imagine this. She's at the top, and she wakes up, and she sees Condi above her. So then Condi would have been floating. And when she wakes up, Condi starts pointing at her to, like, follow her. But she doesn't. So that is the story of Condi. It's very interesting. And that story is just one that's always stuck with me. Another story that has just stuck out would be the Bell Witch. Now, the Bell Witch is one that I would like to go see, but personally, I believe you have to be a part of the Bell family to see anything. That's what I believe. But I'm going to tell a little bit of the story. I eventually want to do a whole video on it. But the story goes that the Bell family, the father, had a slave, and her name was Kate. Well, something happened, and I'm not sure if the story goes like she passed away. I would assume she passed away. But she ended up haunting the family. She was really bad on the father, John Bell, and the daughter. She was worse with them. She would do things to, like, I'll tell you something. Like, there was one time the daughter was supposed to get married, and Kate didn't want her to. Like, for some reason, she did not want her to marry this guy. So she did things to stop this wedding, basically torturing the girl. And the wedding got called off. But the weird thing is the daughter ended up marrying somebody else. So I don't know why she had an issue with her marrying that one man. But she did. That's all I'm going to talk about with that. But it is sad. A lot of people think she was the reason behind the father's death. And Andrew Jackson actually went there, and he experienced some creepy stuff. So it's very interesting, and I eventually want to do a whole thing on that. But it would be a long video because there's a lot that goes into her story. The next one that has always kind of stuck with me is, this was on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. And this man, basically, he was all about money, and he would trick people to get what he wanted. Well, one day, he's leaving from work, and this guy comes up to him and says, no, it was a girl. This girl comes up to him and says that he's the reason that her brother passed away. And he gets cursed. Well, after the person curses him, things start to happen. His hair starts to fall out. He starts losing his teeth. And just everything is going wrong. Well, one day, his secretary walks in and finds him dead with a whole bunch of cash on him. So that one stuck with me. Another one, the last one I'm going to tell, is there. I don't remember what episode or what I seen this on, but there's one where this couple actually, I'm trying to remember the story. This couple ends up moving to this house, and things start happening. Like, their whole mood changes, and it's just, it was a bad situation. And when they moved into this house, it was just like, the love that they had for each other was just leaving. And they had just got married not that long. So they noticed, like, things end up happening. Like, things were being thrown around at their house, and just weird stuff was going on. So they hired, basically, someone, you know, who comes and cleanses your house, and they thought that would be the end. But it wasn't. These things just kept happening, and it was messing with their emotions too. So they ended up moving away. So that is the ones I want to talk about today. They're the ones that I find. There's a lot more that I found fascinating, but that's just a couple. Till next time, God bless.